Imagine this. You're on a long-haul flight, maybe from Tokyo to New York. Suddenly, a different sound cuts through the air, a baby's cry. This isn't a fussy infant already on board. This is a newborn, delivered mid-flight, entering the world at 30,000 feet. It's a joyous occasion, a life beginning as others' journey. But it also triggers a whirlwind of logistical and legal questions. How do you get a birth certificate for a child born not in a city, but in the sky? The answer is complicated. A knot of international laws, airline policies and embassy procedures. The journey to secure a newborn's identity and citizenship becomes as unique as their place of birth. This unexpected event, happening more frequently than one might think, throws light on the intricate web of regulations governing our world, even at cruising altitude. As the new parents navigate this uncharted territory, they'll need to call on reserves of patience, resilience and a good dose of humour. After all, they now have a tale to tell. A story that begins not in a delivery room, but in the clouds. Unravelling the nationality puzzle. The birth of a sky baby immediately raises a fundamental question. What nationality will the child hold? There are generally two principles at play: jus soli and jus sanguinis. Jus soli, or right of soil, grants citizenship based on the country where a person is born. Jus sanguinis, or right of blood, grants citizenship based on the parent's nationality. Many countries, including the United States, follow jus soli, automatically granting citizenship to anyone born within their borders, even at 30,000 feet above those borders. However, not all countries adhere to this principle. Some nations, like many in Europe, primarily follow jus sanguinis, emphasizing the parent's nationality over the place of birth. Determining a sky baby's nationality is rarely straightforward. The sky-high birth certificate, a paper trail above the clouds. Once the question of nationality is addressed, the next hurdle for parents of a sky baby is obtaining a birth certificate. This seemingly mundane document, a cornerstone of legal identity, becomes surprisingly complex when birth occurs not within the confines of a hospital, but within the cabin of an aircraft. Typically, airlines and countries rely on international agreements and established norms to manage these unusual births. The process often begins with the airline, which usually has procedures in place for documenting births on board. This documentation typically includes details like the date, time, and estimated location of the birth over which country's airspace the plane was flying. This information is crucial for establishing the place of birth and initiating the process of obtaining a birth certificate. Obtaining an official birth certificate can involve coordinating with several entities. Passport to the world navigating diplomatic skies. With a birth certificate in hand, the next challenge awaits: securing a passport for the newborn. This document, a gateway to global travel and a confirmation of citizenship, presents its own set of hurdles for sky babies. The process often involves navigating a web of consulates, embassies, and international regulations, adding further complexity to an already unusual situation. The first step typically involves contacting the embassy or consulate of the country where the child is eligible for citizenship. This could be the country over whose airspace the child was born, one of the parent's home countries, or potentially both, depending on the specific circumstances and the country's laws. Parents will need to provide a range of documents, including the in-flight birth certificate issued by the airline, proof of the parent's citizenship, and potentially other supporting documents. Embassies and consulates play a crucial role in these situations, acting as intermediaries between the parents and the relevant authorities. They verify the documentation, guide parents through the application process, and ultimately issue the passport. Securing a passport for a sky baby can be a lengthy and complicated process, requiring patience, diligence, and a good understanding of the relevant regulations.